This is the exercise where we will be taking a flowy garment from CLO3D to Lens Studio. The process involves going through three applications. One is CLO3D itself, the second is Blender, and third is Lens Studio, which is our AR application. So how do we go about it, right? So we have a garment in 3D application. What we usually do is we bring the body mesh from Lens Studio to Cloth 3D, and then first we make the garment fit that a particular person. So what do we do is we open we import an FBX, which is basically body mesh from Lens Studio. We bring it, we add it, we don't open it. Avatar, auto scale, everything is fine, and then we bring it here. Yeah, so here is the garment. We first brought the garment here, and now our task is to make the dress fit the garment. So how do we go about it? We select patterns and we bring them to the right positions as usual, what we do in Clo 3D. Front to front, back to back. Applies for the pant as well. Let's see, okay, the belt also. Let's see how it goes when simulating. Yeah, time to pull it here and there, and then bring the garment to not clash with the body mesh. So we are done with making the garment fit the body mesh. Yeah, it looks pretty much all right. Yeah. Once it fits the body mesh, we are going to delete the avatar. So we're going to select the avatar and then we're going to delete it. Oh. Yeah, my bad. I did not switch off simulation and then did that. My bad, it can happen to anyone. So we're done with arranging the garment onto the body mesh, and now we're going to be deleting the avatar. So we will just delete it. The dress is here. Now this will perfectly fit our um, Lens Studio body mesh. Now the time is for us to export it. Now we export it in FBX format, which is what the general format for Lens Studio is, and then we can save it with FB Flowy garment for CLO2LS. CLO2LS. We save it. It will ask us options. It will be single object, it will be thin, it will be weld. So single object, weld, thin. UV unified coordinates, we have to actually check that. So we will go to simulation, we will go to UV editor, and then we will arrange the garment in the UV. This is a step that I almost missed. Yeah. You have to arrange the garment here in such a way that it fits into the square and it still manages to be the largest version of itself. So yeah, fit 0 to UV1 and it is perfect. Yeah, now once we're done with the UV editing, then we are going to export it to FBX. Flow to Lens Studio garment. Again, it's thin. It's set to thin, weld, and single object. UV unified coordinates are applied. Everything looks fine, and then we are going to export it. Once we export it, we have to take it to Blender. Okay, the Blender application looks pretty much like this. Okay, so we will come with a cube, we will delete the cube, and now we will import FBX. This was the CLO2LS garment. Import FBX. Once we imported, the garment comes here. This is where we do something called as vertex coloring. Let me explain what vertex coloring is. Alright, so vertex coloring is an essential part of making a flowy garment. It is not necessary for the body hugging, non-moving garments. This garment particularly demands movement, especially at the lower part of the top and lower part of the pant. So we are going to color it with RGB, okay, one of these three colors. We will be coloring red. So how do we start coloring it? Yeah, so we select the garment and then we go to object mode and then we select vertex painting. In this vertex painting, there are two colors given here. We'll go to the white one and then we will select RGB. Here RGB values are 111. We first select R as 1 and we make G as 0 and blue also as 0. Now we can start coloring red. So red is going to be that color which will not at all move. That part of the dress which will not at all move. So let me color red to this part of the dress. This part of the dress will, okay. We might be able to change the brush size also and all of that. So yeah, coloring this part of the dress which I do not want to move at all. Yeah. And then we will be coloring green. So how do I get the green color is I do 1 for green and then red 0 for red, and this is going to be 1. Yeah, so now I have green color, so I'll color green all of that part which I want to move. So you can just roughly color it up. Make sure all the parts are colored. Make sure you go through all the angles so that nothing gets missed out. And then we move to the top, and then we can also reduce the radius of the brush so that it's easy to color, because the color overlaps. So the red part can be overlapped with green. Oh, yeah, so I have ended up coloring all the parts that I want to move and all the parts that I don't want to move. Now we will go and export this also as FBX. And this time I'll be naming it Blender to LS. Export. Done that. Now we have two files. One is Blender to LS and one is CLO to LS. Sure. Now we can go from here to Lens Studio, and there we start with the process of importing the garment. First we will change the image preview window. Yeah, so this looks appropriate. Now we will be importing the assets here, both of them. Blender to Lens Studio and CLO to Lens Studio. Open. Accept. Both of them, right? Now we start bringing the work here. For making a flowy garment, we need to download an asset from asset library, which is try on dress. Yep, we import this. It's imported. Where is it? Yeah, it's here. We have to take this green folder and then we have to put it under the main cam. See, it is written here, put under the main cam. We have a lot of things happening here. Everything from under dress low poly we can delete. Yeah, this is where we will be working at. So now here we will be making the changes. We have full body mesh winter dress यहाँ पर, which is inside the mesh, full body mesh winter dress. We don't want this. What we want is to put a different dress in this place. How do we go about it? We have meshes here. So first we will, just for the sake of checking, bring the check the dress here, and then here also we can check the dress. This dress has color, this dress does not have color. So what are we going to do is we are going to have to change things here, right? But we are not able to change it. This one we can change, right? But we are actually getting only these meshes. These meshes are going to come here, and when we click on this, we can't change it. Even if we open full inspector, we can't change it. Why can't we change it? Because it is a part of the folder. So anything that's a part of the folder like this won't be changed. What we have to do is we have to drag it and bring it out of the folder, and then we have to change it into another name, which is right now Flowy dress. Okay, this is our own mesh. We can close it. Now this Flowy dress is where we are making all the changes. All right, inside this we will, now we can actually go ahead and make changes. So here inside this we will be bringing in all the meshes. Let's click on this, and we have Blender to Lens Studio garment. Okay, all right, and in this place we will be changing the flowy dress. See, the entire dress has come in, right? Now it's as usual very large, so we'll go ahead and make the changes, scale it and make it 0.1. Now it's here, but why is it falling? It's falling because we have not applied RGB here, right? So when we scroll down here, we will see that RGBA all are checked on. So we'll do RGB and A, we'll switch it off. So now it is reading red color, and now binding is happening with wherever we colored red. All right, now but we need one more mesh for the straps here, right? So we will bring another full body mesh here, okay, and we will name it as straps. We'll drag it and we'll put it under this. Okay, delete this section. Now straps, right? Now what are we going to do here? We're gonna change things here. Full body mesh. Inside this is choose mesh. We'll go to Blender to LS garment, and this was the second mesh. Now it's as usual very large. See, these are the blue bands, right? So we will go ahead and change it to 0.1. I'm sorry, it was not this. We'll go to full body mesh. Yeah, it was this only. Yeah, we'll change it to 0.1 like this. And now you see the straps has come to the girl. One more thing that we needed to do was to change the T pose to A pose, because the garment was in A pose in CLO3D. See, it's fitting much better now. Again, we go here and then we go to full body mesh from T pose to A pose. That's okay, that's fine. And blend normals as usual. Here also blend normals would be, everything is perfect here. Now when we have done this, now we need to bring the textures onto it, right? So first we go to this particular, and instead of this dress we go ahead and that's the whole reason why we brought CLO3D to LS garment here, is because this comes when I click on CLO to LS garment for visual. See, the textures are coming here, right? But when I do the same thing for Blender to LS, the textures kind of disappear. But we need Blender to LS garment because we need to understand the binding. The red color is binding and the green color is flowing. For that we need Blender garment mesh, but for the textures we need CLO garment mesh, and that's why that's the only reason why we brought CLO garment mesh. FBX. So we go to here and then we go to CLO to Lens Studio garment, and then we go to material. Yeah, see, the textures come in. Second one also, we go to CLO to LS and we go with the textures, and there you go. This is the garment. One last final, so everything is perfect here. Now we can try and see it on anybody, any photo, any person. right? So you see the flow is impeccably happening. If you think the garment is flowing a bit too much and all of that, then you can go here and you can work with the gravity, mass, stretch, stiffness, and all of that. So mass we can kind of reduce a bit, so it flows a little less, is less mass, and then stiffness we can increase for all of these. Yeah, so we can make all of these as 0.9. This also, bend stiffness also 0.9 will be great, and friction should be more because we don't want the garment to feel very slippery, and acceleration should be less. The less acceleration, the less movement. Stiffness again 0.9. These are just settings that I figured out that works for me, and also based on from garment to garment, right? So all of this, so yeah, this kind of pretty much works. We can put this on some kind of dress persons also, and then we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so for now, this is how you bring a flowy garment from CLO to Lens Studio. You have to give it some time to settle, and then once it settles, this should be workable like this. You can try this filter, and then just after all of this, all you have to do is publish. You do the publish settings and then go for it. Try it for yourself and let me know how this works out for you.